All right, and welcome to episode 4 of It's Beer O'Clock with Bierski. Special guest Ponga here. How you doing, Ponga?
I'm doing great. How's everything with you?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Another night, another Wednesday, another beer. Like we're killing it. So
Yeah.
feeling good about everything. All right, let's hop right into it. What's going on, man? How's everything been? What you up to?
Yeah, everything's been good. I've been getting back into listing everything on eBay. I took a little hiatus from listing after Houston, so sold a lot of my graded inventory, which is what I tend to list on eBay nowadays. But finally getting to listing the 5 a day. Been doing that all this week, trying to get everything up and sold. But yeah, besides that, everything's been good. How's everything with you?
That's awesome, man. Things are great. I'm still playing catch up from Charlotte, trying to get graded slabs back in so I can start listing them. I've been listing a ton of singles. I got a stack here that I got to put on raw on eBay tomorrow. I've been trying to do a few a day, algorithm reasons, but I really don't know. Like, I don't do it every day. I don't have the kind of inventory. I would burn myself out pretty quick. Well, not burn out, but just burn out what I got. So, um, yeah, man, just trying to recover from that, get more slabs in. I got a bunch of stuff out at CGC right now. Um, like 120, 130 slabs or cards. So I'm just waiting to get them back. The one I have is stuck in it's economy, not bulk, and it's just not moving for whatever reason.
Yeah, I
So
was going to ask, are they still pretty backed up, or they've been moving a little quicker?
so I was on their boards today, looking at like the turnaround times for people that are getting their cards back, and some of them, like the stuff that's coming in, like came after those 200,000 cards were graded
Hmm.
from those packs.
Yeah,
After that, everything started moving quicker. But anyone who submitted, it seems like during that time frame, is still backed up and they're still working through that backlog. It's almost like that's a separate backlog to what they have going on with the new stuff that's coming in, because there's bulk orders that are coming in now and being shipped out within 30 days as of today on the form. So yeah,
yeah,
it's picking
you
up.
can't complain. You can't complain with 30 days at all.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain with 30 days. And that $9.60 if you have the elite, I mean, it's a no-brainer, especially first to market stuff or just trying to get stuff out there quick.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, man. So, how was Houston?
Oh man. I will say, so, we met at Charlotte. Charlotte was very, very overwhelming. There was just so many people meeting for the first time. I
Oh
know,
yeah.
um, before Charlotte, I've met a few people, like Lord Pokey Smoke, Mertz, Vandy, all those guys at the National. So, but everyone else, it was the first time I was meeting them. So not only was it the stress of it being my first show vending, making sure everything was going to go well, um, you have the stress of meeting a bunch of new people,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff, and building those relationships. So Houston was a lot more relaxing. I got there, I basically didn't sleep Thursday night, which was a great decision. So my
You went
flight
out with
was,
Dan, right?
well, okay, so no, so Thursday night I was still home. We all flew in Friday, so I had to leave for the airport at like 4 a.m. Thursday. So I only had like an hour or two of sleep. So that's pretty rough. And then we got to Houston, and I stayed with Ray. Shout out
Okay.
Ray.
Yeah. Right on,
And
Ray.
yeah, so we immediately went out to get some food, and then basically just hung out with everyone at night, all night. And Dan is someone, oh, Walrus. I met you in Charlotte too. I only named the people I met before Charlotte, buddy. No, Houston, yeah. Friday night was a really rough one. Dan doesn't know how to take no for an answer. And I mean, he's a much bigger guy than I am, and he was buying me a beer every time he got a beer.
Oh yeah.
So it was a pretty long night of IPAs, which, I'm not complaining about, but it was just a long night. And then, so that was a fun night. Very quiet bar to begin with, and then we went out to a different bar, and basically closed those bars down. So that was
Oh,
good.
was that the second 2 p.m. bar?
No, so
Oh
that was Saturday night with the time change. I think,
yeah.
yeah. So then Saturday, for whatever reason, our hotel room had an alarm that went off at 6 a.m. So someone that stayed in there before
Set it
us
at
set
6.
it, and unfortunately, I woke up and was pretty awake after that. So I didn't get much sleep Friday night, but the show Saturday was amazing. I mean, it was a much smaller venue than I think
How
they
much smaller
typically.
would you say?
Oh, compared to Charlotte, I don't know. Maybe like 2/3 the size, maybe a little
Really?
smaller than that. I don't know. It's hard to remember exactly, but it was a lot smaller. Um, and the Saturday there was just loaded with people. I mean, like the people couldn't walk that well through the aisle, so we actually had a really good setup right by the front door. So we were like you walk in at the kind of the corner of the tables, and we were kind of 2 rows in to the right and a couple rows back. So pretty close to the front, but far enough away from the signatures and stuff where we didn't get affected by that traffic. But I don't know if it was where I was located in the section, but I had someone in front of me all day long. Um, and I said Friday night was a rough night, but Saturday I didn't really eat anything besides Dan's wife getting us breakfast. So shout out to her because she
Saved your
saved
day.
my day. Yeah. But I didn't drink water all day, nothing. So
Oh,
it was a very, very long day. I just didn't have time to step away. I mean, I was constantly making trades and selling things. So it's hard to get someone to watch your table when you don't have a 5-minute break to step away. You could have someone watch your table, but I'm not going to make someone sell for me.
yeah.
They have, because they were just as busy as I was. So
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it was crazy Saturday, and then Saturday night, the trade night, I actually got a little buyout for all my junk slabs, so that was really really nice. And then Sunday was a little less busy, but still a lot of sales for me. I had a whole binder buyout, which was really nice on
Oh,
Sunday.
nice.
Yeah, so I basically sold majority of every graded card I have in the inventory, and then basically all my sealed that I brought, which was mostly modern Japanese,
Okay.
and then all my singles I also brought, including my backup singles that I had to fill my case with Sunday because I had no graded cards to put in.
That's awesome, dude. That's the best way to do it, though. You don't
Yeah.
bring it there to bring it home, right? Dan
Oh
always says that.
yeah.
Don't bring it there to bring it home. Like,
Yeah.
I sold everything in Charlotte. I didn't go home. I went home with Harry Potter cards. No one wanted the Harry Potter cards. That's fine. Like, I'll take them anyway because I like them. Like, they're a personal collection item now. Like, I'll never sell them. They're cool. But it's good when you sell everything. It's nice having all that liquidity. It's you can venture out, get some new plays going. So that's awesome, man. To the point of going out with Dan, yes, my man is seasoned. I will say that. I consider myself a pretty good beer drinker, especially IPAs, and he kept up. And it was him. He kept up. It was him, Nick, PK kept up, and Walrus was there watching us. Like, we're just a bunch of drunk idiots. Yeah. But we were going beer for beer. And then there was a point like we were going beer for beer, and we were beating Dan, and he wasn't done with his beer, and he had to drink his beer fast to get the other beer. So it was awesome. Like, and then he did that to us the second night too. When we went to that other spot, he opened up his tab for beer for everyone, and then that one bar was just like triple IPAs, and that ruined me. That was Friday night, and I was ruined Saturday. Saturday was rough. Same thing. No water, no food. Like, showered, got up at 7, just wanted to die. So
yeah, I really think the move, like, if some people like to go out one of the nights instead of both, I think the move's really to do it Saturday night. You have a pocket full of cash, hopefully.
Yeah.
And you're in a good mood, and Sunday could be ruined because it's a little slower usually. So doing it Friday night and ruining your whole day Saturday and being miserable while you have to put a smile on your face and make sales
is
and
rough.
Negotiate. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
It's rough. Yeah, sweating. I was sweating, so it was just, I felt so disgusting.
Dude, Saturday they were testing the audio for Steve Aoki's concert, and the floor was like shaking from like
terrible.
the bass and stuff.
Terrible.
And it started, and it was pretty early when they were testing. It started, and I almost didn't make it through that. I almost had to leave for a little while, but
oh man. Yeah. Hey, at least At least you didn't have to listen to Jason Page playing the whole time. That's a win.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy for sure.
Character, definitely. Let's go to chat a little bit here. So we got Dan, Catch 'em all collectibles. Let's go. Rocket ships from Mertz. Nice seeing you, Mertz. Mertz will be on a future episode of It's Beer O'Clock. I'm looking forward to talking to him.
He needs to do, I've told him this in the past. He needs to do more lives. I like Mertz.
Yeah, dude. Mertz was the first video I watched for Pokemon. I don't know why Mertz video popped up for me, but it was Mertz. And it was about Charlotte Collecticon. It was about Charlotte Collecticon, I think, or Orlando, one of them, the one he went to, and just said how nice everyone was and stuff. So yeah, I love his live stuff, or I just all of his content's fun. Getting the PSA 1 Charizard, that was a fun little experiment that he, filmed. Like, that's awesome stuff. It can be done. Another future It's Beer O'Clock attendee, Chef. I have him on a future episode as well. How you doing, Chef? Running the stream in your kitchen, baby. Let's go. I love it. That's awesome. Get the boys fired up out there. Let's make those fucking steaks, man. Those steaks from that place are amazing.
I gotta maybe unfollow Chef on Instagram because everything he posts looks so good.
Looks so damn good. 500 pounds of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Did you imagine?
Yeah.
I cooked 5 pounds of mashed potatoes and it was too much. 500 pounds. It's freaking wild. So we got Brad G. Cards in here. Let's fucking go. Let's go, Brad. How you doing, my man?
Brad's awesome, man. He was in Charlotte with us, and then obviously in Houston as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's awesome.
Brad's a good guy. Definitely like myself, some Brad G. Cards. Funny, down to earth dude. He's got a good sense of humor. I really do like Brad.
Still waiting for him to expose Dan though. I'm still waiting on it.
He's chipping away slowly. Every day in the Discord, you see it. It happens. He'll get there. It's like a Tootsie Pop. He's just, how many licks does it take to get to the center? It's happening.
One day I'll get him.
Mr. Walrus, what's up, my man? How are you? Happy to see you in here. PoNGa not mentioning me is a shot to the heart.
Oh, that's right.
That's what he was saying before.
Yeah, he was at the National as well. But he showed up later. That's probably why I forgot.
He didn't go to Houston.
No, I met him at the National before Charlotte.
Oh, okay. Was that in Chicago?
Yeah.
All right, right on. Yeah, I'd like to get out there. Hopefully, I know there's whisperings of a Collecticon in Charlotte. Or not Charlotte, Chicago. So
hey.
That would
make my dreams come true because I do a lot of sealed stuff, and when you travel to Collecticons, and obviously if you have someone to ship to, it's nice, but having it local where I could put some stuff in boxes and drive there will be really, really beneficial for me.
Yeah. And you definitely deal more in the sealed. I know you were saying that on Pogi Flips.
Yeah.
What kind of sealed are you? Japanese primarily, correct?
I do a lot of Japanese.
Okay.
I do most of the Japanese now. I don't really flip it anymore. It's mostly holding it, and I've always enjoyed Japanese cards, so I don't mind doing that. And
dare you say investing? Are you investing in cardboard?
I think I usually introduce myself as like a collector, investor, scalper, flipper.
Flipper, that's all one, jack of all trades.
Yeah, so I could hold. I have a bunch of Japanese stuff behind me. I could keep that stuff forever and be happy with it.
Yeah, dude, and I like the Japanese box arts much better. Like everything about it just feels like a more quality product. Like the English boxes suck. I hate booster boxes in English.
Oh, I don't know. Booster boxes in English are just so easy to store. I buy cases of every set basically as well.
Okay. Do any ETBs, anything big like that?
Oh man, I always tell myself I'm done with ETBs, but then I get more and more, and I don't really buy regular ETBs anymore besides special set stuff, but mainly just Pokemon Center cases now. Regular ETBs just aren't worth it in my mind, especially when there's a better version. Now that they have promo cards, I think they're a little better, but
with
the Pokemon Center stamped promos just make it that much better.
Yeah.
Especially like the 151 Crown Zenith ones. Those type of Pokemon Center ones are just a no-brainer.
Yeah. The 151 Snorlax. So for that and the regular promo, $44 together. Like, you make all your money back essentially.
I sold just the stamp promo for about that price, and then
That's awesome.
I think I opened like a case of them because I had a few cases. I opened a case of them for PAX in Houston and sold the promo for almost. I mean, I think what do they cost? $60 or something like that.
Yeah, they're $59.99.
Yeah, so I got the packs out of there for very low cost that I could sell them for $6 a piece. So it was a no-brainer, and you're basically getting the same money out of it as if you sold it sealed, and you don't have to ship it. So
And you don't have to ship it. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. Like, there's so much value in those extra stamps. It's amazing. That little Pokemon Center stamp adds so much value.
For randomly, there was like a 2-day span when the Scarlet Violet ones came out that the Violet promo, the Miraidon, was selling for like $60-something a piece.
Yeah, it's wild.
And so I didn't even open my case, and I just listed the promos and on TCG Player, and they all sold. So I just opened my case, sold the promos, and then had packs for Charlotte that I sold for $3 a piece. So
they're just little easy wins, man. Those wins are the no-brainer easy ones that you can do that don't take a lot of calorie output to get going. You know what I mean? Like, definitely.
But I mean, I'm just looking around. I buy basically anything sealed. So I really love blisters, check lane packs, sleeve packs. And then I have a end goal of having one of every sealed pack ever, which I've made a dent into. It doesn't just have to be a pack. It could be in any sealed form. So, if it's in a collection box, anything like that.
All like pack arts as well, or just one from each set?
Pack arts get a little crazy.
It's an extra
when you
layer.
Get back to so I mean, I'm good with just a single pack from everything. I mean, when you get into pack arts of like the EX sets, you're talking like $2,000 for one set. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, it does make sense. It just
if you have the $2,000 to spend on it, right?
If you don't mind, if you don't mind it,
I mean, that can be, so that's where the personal collection stuff gets expensive, and it really is just like dead money. You're not going to sell it. You hope you never have to sell it.
See, that's what I always say. And then I randomly, I'll use an example. I had an EX Emerald pack that I got a while back for a really good price. And there was none listed on TCG Player, and I listed it like $150 above market, and someone bought it. So I'm selling my personal collection, but then I could just buy it back for cheap, right? So I do a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, listen, whatever works, man. Like that's one way to do it too, man. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get any big positions in EV Heroes? Case of that, anything like that? Just going back, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So I was buying Japanese long before that as well, and EV Heroes was kind of when everything changed, and it kind of left a salty taste in my mouth because I wasn't able to get what I wanted anymore, which is selfish, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I had like 40, 50 boxes of that ordered from a few different sources, and they all canceled. So I think the only one, the green shiz. I remember meeting you and your wife. Of course I do. See, this is why you can't name people, because then they get so upset when you don't name every single person.
People get hurt.
Yeah, but what was I saying? Josh made me lose my train of thought.
And now I lost where you were going with it too. Oh, EV Heroes.
Oh, EV Heroes, yeah. So I actually only ended up with all those cases I had ordered. I only ended up getting one box, which was like Pokemon Center had like a bundle with Jet Black, Silver Lance, and then the pack of sleeves with the EV Hero box. So that was all I had left. And then I think I quickly sold that box because I just assumed they were going to keep printing it because of how expensive it was. And Japanese boxes never went up like that, really. And so I ended up buying a few boxes, and I ended up selling those boxes for close to break even.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, and then I think I have 2 boxes left, which isn't a lot, but I do have a story that kind of still haunts me. It was my birthday, and we were out getting ice cream, and we were in an area with not a lot of reception, and a store that I always buy from dropped EV Heroes with a limit of 12 during the last reprint, and it was up for like a minute. And
Oh
I
no.
usually would buy that,
Pogga,
but
you're on that stuff, man.
yeah, so my internet was really bad, so I missed that. So that was I'm still a little upset about that. But yeah,
I'm
I
impressed by how quickly and how much you get based on
yeah.
like just how you like, dude, it's amazing. Like when you post your numbers, like I got this
No,
many. I'm like,
some of those I
oh,
don't.
so we elaborate a little bit.
So it depends what you're referring to. Like sometimes I joke about it. Like I think with the Van Gogh Pikachu's, I posted I bought like 400. Like that was a joke.
Oh well, yeah, no, that
Yeah,
obviously, yeah.
yeah,
But some of
yeah,
them, like you're like, all right, I got 25 of these. Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, right on. Yeah, you're pretty quick with that.
Spend way too much time staring at my phone.
Me too. I hate when the phone reminds me with its screen usage thing that pops up and says you've been watching the phone for this long. Never good.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's up, gym leader Pepe? Dan is a bad influence in person. Dan is a great influence in person. Everyone, and you know what? You had fun, didn't you? And you have a great story. So Dan's making memories. That's all he's doing. One beer at a time.
Yeah, Dan's great. I mean, he's exactly who he is on his videos, and
Yeah,
he is, he just wants everyone to have a good time, and
and
that's at
that's
the
it.
expense that I mean, that's out of his pocket too, right? I mean, he's the first person to pick up a tab, and by the time you buy him a beer, he bought you 3 more somehow, and
Yeah,
I mean, he's always making sure everyone's taken care of. So
yeah, he's
it's
great,
great.
great people. So I don't know what Brad G's saying, but that's another lick at the fucking Tootsie Pop, I guess, huh? Let's see. I'll never sell them. Sounds better than no one wants to buy them. Walver's coming in with some heat.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Saturday, definitely the day to go hard at night. Yeah, Saturday, unfortunately in Charlotte, I was dead to the world Saturday night, so I couldn't go hard. I just laid down, fell asleep. I was exhausted, hungover. So,
Yeah,
nah,
like I said, in Houston, I didn't go out Saturday. So Dan and a few other people went out like at like 12:30 or 1 o'clock when we were just sitting in the lobby at the trade night, and I think it kind of saved me because if we went out somewhere earlier, I probably would have ended up staying out
mhm.
super late again. But thankfully, they didn't leave until after we went back to the room. So yeah, but Saturday's definitely the night to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think if I vend again, I will go less hard. If I go there just to walk around and bullshit with everyone and bring a couple cards, in my backpack to flip around and whatnot, like then I'll go a little harder because then I can leave, come back, and be able to do that. Vending's just tough being stuck in that spot with the floor vibrating
Yeah,
with DVO Aoki.
I I say I'll take it a little easy Friday night, but then when we're there, that it all changes when everyone
It
goes out.
changes.
Yeah,
Everyone's out having a good time. Like you want to have a good time with
yeah,
everyone. You want to be talking to people. Like it's the main reason to go. Like it said, I'm gonna say it again. Like networking and meeting people in this hobby has made this hobby one of the coolest things I've been a part of in my life. And it took to my 30s to get there. Like meeting all of you guys and like having a relationship with everyone just definitely enriches the experience, enriches the hobby for me. I know it does it for you. It's just that, people who aren't putting themselves out there are missing out. They really are. And I know it's hard. Like I'm not one to really put myself out there in a lot of situations, but this is one I'm glad I did.
yeah. It's the cliche thing to say, but
Yeah.
everyone says it, but a lot of us are not super, huge extroverts. We're usually like to keep to ourselves. Like we do a lot of stuff online, obviously, but
Yeah.
it sounds everyone has said it that when you get to the event, everyone just wants everyone else to have a good time. And I mean, you have access to everyone basically is what I'm trying to say. I mean, everyone from the biggest people that are there in the hobby to the smallest are willing to hang out, talk to you, get to know you, and everyone's just so welcoming. So
Yeah, and that's definitely true. Like you can talk to some heavy hitters and they talk to you like a human being and not
yeah,
just someone who's there. You know what I mean? Like, and that's cool. And I know it's like intimidating for people. Like just going out there, putting yourself out there is really freaking cool. Everyone will be nice to you if you're not an ass. Just don't be an ass and everything's
yeah,
all right. Like that's all you got to do. Be genuine, be yourself.
yep.
Mr. Walrus, Thursday and Friday are going out days. Saturday is a small price to pay. I mean, I went out Friday and Thursday, Walrus, so I know what you're saying. E-Unit, what's up, guys? What's going on, E-Unit? How you doing, my man?
The E-Unit's another guy I really like.
Yeah, dude,
He's
he's cool, man.
yeah, he's a good guy.
Always putting some nice stuff in the Discord. He's a good guy too. Like to hear more from him. He's got to get himself out there. Everyone needs to get out there. Collecticon in Chicago. PoNGa can ship to me to bring.
Guy's trying to steal from me. That's what he's trying to do.
And you just said a little while ago he couldn't sell it. I mean, you know what I mean? Let's see. We go hard both days. We're 30s, not 70s. That a boy. I hear you, Dan. I hear you. It's true. I went 2 days. It was just too much. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Well, you could do it. You did it. So
I did it, yeah. But Saturday was rough. It was so bad. I remember looking at someone, was like, I know I smell like booze right now. Like I can't smell freaking great. Like
yeah.
I can't, like I was so sweaty. It was so gross. Mertz was sitting next to me. Weedle's Warehouse's wife was vending right next to me. And I was just like, I apologize that I'm like look like this right now. So I'm just having such a hard time.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Dan's catching up on 2X. Dan out nowhere with 15 minutes behind comment. Brad G. Dan got that AOL dial-up delay. What's not dial-up? What's that thing called? What does he have? I'm trying to think now.
I don't know.
It's not cable internet. What was the one before cable internet?
Oh, I don't even know. All I know is he's got something that's outdated and needs to have better internet. He always he gives everyone a hard time for not having wired connection, but the guy's got like the worst internet ever. So
he lives in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
All right, we got the green shiz in here. Dan PoNGa didn't remember meeting me and the wife at the national rip. LMAO playing catch up.
You can't name anyone these days.
No, too many people to name. So, oh man, anything interesting? I'm sorry, I'm trying to get over this horrible cough that I got going on. It's been quite a couple days. Any grading plays? Anything interesting you're doing? Not saying spill anything, but
yeah, no, I'm very transparent. I actually haven't sent anything to PSA in about 2 months, I think. So my last submission, I think, sent off 2 months ago. I got it back right before Houston. It was surprisingly, bulk was a month turnaround exactly to the day. So
wow,
that was pretty good. But besides that, I've been trying to list a bunch of random stuff I have. So no super new plays. I will be possibly looking at buying some Shining Treasures singles to grade to get some of the big cards in there and just to get some inventory going, because sooner or later, I mean, stuff's been selling really well lately, so I gotta plan for the future. So that's the play right there. Shining Treasures. I'm sure those cards will do well, especially with it being a few months before English comes out. So
yeah, huge set.
Yeah,
huge set. What's it? I think it's 350 cards in English.
Something like that. Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah,
it's massive. I don't even know how you go about completing that set. Like that's just so big.
No,
and it's special set, so you can't get boosted. Like that's an expensive set to finish.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine some of the baby shiny is going to be super expensive because there's just so many of them that any single one is pretty difficult to pull. luckily the boxes are pretty cheap, so at least right now. So
Now, is that the new set with the new raised texturing on the gold rares?
spoiler alert, yeah.
Oh,
So
spoiler. Yeah,
yeah,
listen,
just in
everyone, there's
case.
spoilers on this channel. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. So that's a lot of the so those cards just leaked last night. That new texturing, which is basically the black and gold cards that they had before, but with like a blue background and I think a little bit different of a texture, which I didn't look too much at it last night, but it looked pretty nice. I mean, people are gonna complain, but kids are gonna like it, right? I mean, people are gonna like shiny, and it's different, which
It's
I'm never gonna
different.
complain about.
Yeah, like, and it's a nice new thing. Like, depending on how it is, hopefully it sticks around a little bit. Maybe they'll keep it around. I hope it's not like an amazing rare one-off, two set kind of deal.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but
But outside of that, I've been just buying a lot of sealed lately. I think there's a lot of good things that I think are too cheap.
yeah.
Whether I'm right or wrong. I just for Black Friday picked up a bunch of these, which are the Shining Legends Pikachu pins.
Oh, nice.
Hills had those on sale, so I picked up some of those, and then like a Brilliant Stars case because that's, in my opinion, one of the best sets from Sword and Shield, if not my favorite, just because I think the trainer gallery is phenomenal. So I've been buying as much of that as I could find at a good price, and then probably gonna maybe buy some more of V-Star Universe here before I think it goes up because it's a set full of alt arts. So
Dude, I love V-Star. I've only
yeah,
opened, I think, 4 boxes of it. But I mean, every pack feels like a win. Like you're just feel good the entire time you're opening it. I
yeah, I
hit
think
some pretty big cards.
V-Star Universe is probably my biggest sealed position I have in a single item. So I like that set a lot.
Yeah, it's a nice one for sure. There's a lot of good stuff in there. I had a question for you, and I forgot where I was going to go with it.
It'll come back to you.
It'll come back. And see, Mr. Walrus, y'all get the Funko Pops from the Pokemon Center. So I do not Funko Pop. This is, oh, he did. Look at him go. The Eevee, and those are the pearlescent ones, right?
Yeah, so I have them all besides the Bulbasaur because I was working when usually I'm pretty good at still being able to check my phone, but that day I do some lab work at work and I wasn't able to pull my phone out. So I missed the Bulbasaur, which is kind of frustrating to have them all besides the one.
How much are they going for on eBay?
I honestly never looked. So
Never looked.
Yeah, I don't buy the Funko. I mean, I have a wall of Funkos here, and then out in my basement out there, we have like some shelves with a bunch of Funkos. My wife likes them as well. She collects all the Game of Thrones ones. So
oh, nice. All right, yeah,
yeah,
those are cool. The only Funko I own is the dude.
Oh, the dude.
That's the only one, and it's the summer convention limited edition one. My brother-in-law got it for me. I think for my birthday. It's pretty awesome. Scott, shout out Scott. Thank you. Appreciate the gift. Yeah, I never really got into the Funkos. Yeah, I've seen them on the Pokemon Center and stuff, but it's just nothing I've really ever got into. I'm more of a dirty flipper scalper kind of guy. So
yeah, I
really,
mean they're super cheap and they're I don't buy
the
like
cool display.
Yeah, I mean it's like $10-15. Like it's fine. I don't plan to ever sell them, so
yeah. They're definitely fun to look at for sure.
And it gives
the
me
pearlescent ones are cool.
They price them at like $15 for the Pokemon Center one, so it gives me an excuse to buy like random like blisters that I normally wouldn't buy. So I bought this with the Funko to get free shipping.
Nice.
So that's how they trick you, right? They price it so you don't get free shipping, so you buy something else.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're making more, and then you get some more sealed stuff for yourself. It's a win-win. Let's see. Chef's kiss. I am capped out with Pika and Charmander. What's that about? I can't remember what we were saying when he said that. At the National, I met Josh, his wife, Jake, his fiance, Peak, Smoke, Vandy, Mert, and no one else. Oh, Walrus.
It's really easy to list everyone when you're sitting behind your screen, not on camera, having a conversation at the same time.
Oh man, I love it. He is hysterical, dude. That's so funny.
Yeah, Walrus is a really nice guy in person. He's a little
Oh,
trolly online, but he's
dude, salt of the
awesome.
earth guy. He's great. Funny. Yeah, he's good people. Looking out for you, making sure you're having fun. He definitely texted me a couple times since Charlotte. Was like, dude, we're here. This is what we're doing. So yeah,
Yeah.
great guy. I remember what I was going to say to you. You were talking about Black Friday deals. Did you delve into the evil realm of TikTok?
So I've been buying on TikTok since August. So a lot of people didn't know about it. So they would have like, the Black Friday deals were nice, like the 30% off and stuff. But I actually didn't buy anything on there anymore because I think the deals just aren't as good as they used to be. So they used to like have, let's say, I'll use a V-Star Universe as an example. Like someone will have a box listed at 100, TikTok marks that down to 70, and then you get the 30% off. Now what they have is it'll be like, I think the one big seller on there has it for like $99.99. TikTok marks it down to $99.98, so it's on sale, and then you get the 30% off. So it's just not as good.
Yeah.
And they charge me too high of tax, so they actually charge me like 10% tax, which is higher than where I live. So a lot of the stuff is a pretty good, it's a decent deal, but it's not like a must buy anymore for me. But before, I was multiple accounts, and for whatever reason, I had one account that would have a coupon. I would use it and still have it, so I would just keep buying.
That's great.
So I was getting like V-Star Universe boxes in like the high 50s, low 60s. I think I got that Yokohama deck for like $140 or something, which is super cheap.
That's super. I got one for 180 on there.
Yeah,
shipped.
that's good at that. That's still good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's still, like I said, there's still good deals on there if you're wanting specific things. I actually have them right here. I'm doing a show and tell today, but there was Furious Fist sleeve packs. They were like, I don't know, $13 or something like that, which you don't see Furious Fist sleeve packs anymore. So
no.
I was picking up a bunch of like 151 Japanese boxes for pretty good prices, low 100s, which is pretty good at this point. And to be honest, I was just trying to stock up for Houston. I brought a lot of that to Houston to sell. So, I mean, you were able to buy like $30 Raging Surf boxes and sell them for $70. So,
yeah.
How about you? You buying anything on TikTok?
So I bought, I didn't do anything for Black Friday. I was saying to you before, Literally Liquid now. Got a lot out at grading. I was buying V-Star Universe boxes, like you said, high 50s, low 60s. There was a couple good deals there where it was just like too good to pass up. I got 4 of the special set, the Japanese special set boxes, got them back there, ripped them for the promos. Probably going to send all of them out. I think they'll all do pretty well.
That was going to be my question. So mine's been stuck in customs for like 2 weeks. So
really, so I got them off of TikTok. I think I spent $53 a piece for them. And that was after their tax and everything. So not bad. Like that was a really good deal.
So the promos look pretty good then?
The promos look great. I actually have one here. Like they're sharp, man. Like it's a sharp looking promo. Like I love all of them. Like all 3 of them. The Squirtle's great. Yeah, the Squirtle's just hanging out. Yeah, let me grab him, show everyone what's going on. In his little swimming pool, like just being a Squirtle and happy and stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
So
that was my favorite for sure.
I love that there's Pidgey in all of them too. Like I really do like that the Pidgey's there in all of them. But they're all clean. They all look good. Maybe a little bit off center, but I don't think anything that would mark it down to like a 9. Backs look good. No dents. Cuts maybe a little rough, but I'm sending shit to CGC and they don't give a fuck. Like that, they don't care. I just got a pristine 10 reverse hollow Pikachu from 151 with a huge print line through it, like right down the center of it. You can see it through the whole card. Pristine 10, like it's got an $80 card. So that I pulled out of a 151 that was happy to. So like those are the kind of things that I'm doing. Like little things like that. When the stuff's that cheap to rip, like I was ripping 150. I think when I bought the 151, they were, I think, 130. And then the last one I ripped open was the one I got from Pokemon Center, Japan, like the special order one.
Yeah.
And I ripped that. So I got a bunch of those cards out at CGC right now as well. I did get a Pokemon Classic set. Unfortunately, like the quality on those was not very good.
Yeah, that's an expensive item to open up.
I mean,
and find out
it was $426 after tax. I bought it from Pokemon Center. I really didn't do any shopping around. I watched PK stream about it. I went on, I pre-ordered it. And then like Walmart was offering unlimited quantities and this and that. I just didn't get involved. I just didn't want more than one. I took that one. But my Charizard was super off center. I did move it raw for $149.99 on eBay, which I thought was pretty damn good price for the card. Yeah. Like I said, it's not going to grade higher than a 9. It's probably an 8 because there's some whitening on the back as well. Sold the Venusaur out of there that had a ding and some white dots on the back for $49.99. So I'm halfway there to make my money back on it. Got some of those cards out for grading. Just a lot of the big hitters weren't great. Just wasn't feeling good about sending them. I don't know why. I looked over them, I'd say 3 or 4 times. I was texting Walrus about it. So yeah, it was just like, I don't know if I should send these. And I was looking, and then I'm really looking at them. I was like, now I'm seeing more. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send the ones I know are really good. I got a bunch of trainer cards left over. I'm going to just list all of them raw. I'll make my money back in some. It's not like a bad play, but I mean, you were saying they were going for what, $279.99 on TikTok?
No, I saw some websites selling them for Black Friday at like $270, $280.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, there's some good deals. I know apparently there might be more coming in December, so a lot of those stores are probably trying to get them out the door before those come. Make some.
I remember Dan was saying something about that. Another reprint in the Discord. I think he mentioned it on a PokeFlips or one of his just personal videos as well.
Yeah.
Did you do any classic? You didn't do any classic.
No, I didn't buy any Japanese or the English yet.
You didn't do Japanese either.
No, that's man, I don't know. Maybe there was someone, and I won't say who. I don't know if they want it out there, but they were filling cases full of just the singles from the Japanese one and like 2.5xing their money. I mean, there was a line waiting to buy those singles in Houston. It was pretty insane, and I thought about doing it. If I had more space, like an extra half table to a table, I probably would have.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I mean, people love that hollow on the Japanese card. Now, I'll probably end up buying at least one for my sealed collection, but at this point, I probably won't buy any until like maybe if the margin's still there in like a couple months with the Japanese one, because I know there's additional waves coming out next year.
Okay.
So maybe pricing will get better and the margin will still be there. But at this point, I mean, you can't really be first to market anymore. So I'd rather just wait. Yeah.
I mean, I can't ever really be first to market ever. I don't have distribution. Like, I know people are getting these from the distributors. I mean, it's fun to open. It's fun to be part of it. I wish the quality was better. There was a ton of little dings on the edges of these cards that I do think like PSA would give you 6s on them. You're going to try and smush them out in a card saver with your finger. I did with a couple. I did the same thing with the Pokemon. The Pikachu Van Gogh promos. But these were just in a spot like you could see the cardboard.
It was too noticeable.
The cardboard on the edge of the card, like if you turn the card and looked at it, like you can see the freaking dent in it. And it just like, I was like, this is killing me. Like I was looking at them, I had my wife and kid in my room, was like, we're going to open this together. It's going to be so cool. Dad's going to make some money, and Dad didn't make a lot of money on it. So, But it's fun nonetheless. It's cool opening the cards. I really do like the hollow pattern. Even on the English set, it's pretty cool to see some of those cards. That Komiya Onyx from the Charizard set was it's just a very cool card to look at. So
I like the Mr. Mime a lot.
I love the vending series, Mr. Mime. I love it. That was one of the cards. Thankfully, that was not bullshit, and I could send out. So like, I'm hoping that comes back at 10. It's a pretty card. Like, I like it. Finally released in English. Like those old vending series, and now I've been looking at vending series sheets, and they're just expensive, and I don't want to pull the pin on them. Like, you can buy them off. I think on TikTok they were selling them for 90 something.
Don't buy those. I have some up there. I got them from Heritage for $30 a sheet, I think.
Yeah.
So you can
and there you go. You can just wait because how are the conditions on them?
The sheet itself looks fine. Now, I didn't really plan on peeling them, so I didn't really look that hard. I just bought them because it looked like a good price, and it's something I didn't have.
Yeah, I think their low list on eBay is like around $80 or $90 as well.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll look at selling some of them because I think when I looked, they were like $40 on eBay. So.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now. Let's see.
I'm sure. Well, there are some that are more expensive than others. So.
Well, yeah, because you can tell what card it is, right?
Yeah.
Series 3 sheet.
I haven't even taken them out of the bag I got from Heritage. It's just sitting there.
Let's see. Sheets. Okay, so yeah, it was probably the more expensive sheets. They are cheaper on here. $45 are best offer. So $50 are best offer.
Yeah, that's
sheet number 14, sheet number 5. All right, yeah. So it's depending on sheets.
Yeah, that guy on TikTok is ripping people off.
Yeah, definitely.
But people buy him, so it's whatever.
Yeah, people are. I mean, it seemed high. Like, I wouldn't pull the pin on that. But yeah, so having that card out, like, now I'm starting to look into more of that kind of stuff. Like, I haven't really fleshed it out, but it's definitely interesting. Like, I like all that old stuff.
Oh, Dan's saying in the chat he's got some sealed vending. I
should talk to Mr. Dan.
Yeah, I was gonna say reach out to Beerski and then maybe I'll buy the sheets I'm missing because it wasn't a complete. I don't even know what set it is, but I probably want to buy. Want to buy the ones that I don't have probably.
I love opening the old vintage Japanese stuff. I don't know. I just like it. There's something about it. Like when I had Walrus on here, we were talking about the Neophile sets and opening, like those are fun. I've opened a couple of the Neo starter decks, like all those things really do it for me. Like I really do like those.
It feels good. It feels good to open.
It feels good. Like the one Neo starter deck I got had a Lugia in it. Like, and that was awesome. It was a PSA 8, but still.
Yeah, you still pulled it.
I still pulled it. It was cool. Like, hey man, I pulled the Lugia. Like, that's pretty badass. Like,
yeah.
That's Ponga just giving Walrus some sass back. So we got Brad G cards. How old is Ponga? He could be like 32. He could also be 19. Look at that beard.
That beard. I've had this beard since I was like 13. So
fun. Funny story. I worked at GameStop years ago, and there was a kid that came in. He was 16 years old. He had a full face beard, and I didn't like. He was buying a mature game. He had to card all these people, and my manager came and was like, "That's a 16-year-old kid." I went, "There is no way in hell that's a 16-year-old kid." Yeah. I asked for his ID, and in New Jersey, you get like an ID if it was 16. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" Like, yeah. I still can't grow facial hair. Like, this has been a month of not doing anything. Nothing grows in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the thickest beard, but it's there.
It's just like, oh, it's so good.
I can't go. I can't go without it. But yeah, Brad, if you were to guess how old I am, what would you say? Actually, take a guess.
Type it below. There was also a promise of doing this shirtless Ponga, and you still haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be respectful. It's your 4th episode. I gotta be somewhat respectful.
Yeah,
maybe
it's not
maybe
after hours yet.
Maybe the next time you have me on.
Chef cracking up.
Brad got it spot on.
Let's see. Oh, wow. We got lots of chat. I love it. Good stuff tonight. Well, we got 21. So I think this is the most consecutive viewers or the most viewers at the same time. We've had 21. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. Dan's all right. Best compliment I ever gave him right there. I think that's the nicest thing you've ever said on the interwebs about Mr. Catch-Em-All Collectibles.
I mean, how could you be nice to someone that has such a patchy lawn? It just doesn't make sense.
Still no lawn streams too. I would love a lawn stream.
Yeah,
he's got DSL internet.
Yeah,
just popped up into my mind. He needs to get the cable. Needs to happen. I know he's just a fisherman over there, but I think he can get them to bring cable out to him. Just saying.
Yeah, it's too expensive. That's not worth his time. He does a lot of things for convenience, but
not that one.
No.
He's making it work with DSL. Look at him. He's making it work.
Yeah.
Thanks for the kind words. No problem, Mertz. You're a good dude. Go less hard. Come on, Bierski. Friday was a great night. So, Walrus, I'm not saying Friday wasn't a good night that time, but the amount of triple IPAs I drank made Saturday very not fun. That was my first in-person vending. There was a lot going on. It was loud. Like PoNGa has said, there was a lot. The concession stand coffee was awful. Non-dairy creamer should be illegal.
I will say
that shit's nasty.
It is super helpful, having your wife or someone there with you, because I mean, in Charlotte, I was she was bringing me coffee, she was making sure I was fed, and it was you're able to step away and go to the bathroom and she's watching it and stuff like that. I mean, Houston was a nightmare compared to Charlotte in that way, where it's just there's stuff. I mean, there's just no time to do anything when you're vending, having conversations, and trying to feed yourself and get drinks. I mean, Ray didn't buy us lunch in Houston, so shout out to Dan. He bought us lunch in Charlotte. So Ray's kind of a bad organizer for the section, I guess.
It was a free for all for us for lunch. And I know the second day in Charlotte, they were checking people's backpacks and not allowing people in with food. They were throwing people through a loop. So I said to the lady, it was who's bringing stuff in here that they shouldn't be bringing stuff in here? They only checked one thing. I had a backpack on. They didn't check that. I had food and everything in there. So I was good. But
yeah, I showed up super early on Sunday in Charlotte, and they made me open my suitcases and stuff. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, and I'm vending here. What am I bringing in here?
So you checked me on Sunday, but I could have brought anything in the day before. So I don't understand.
No, makes no sense. People got caught doing shit they shouldn't have been doing. That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cops walking around.
But they were selling swords.
They were. They were selling, this is a weapon. Hey, Skater Nesta, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Thanks again for hopping on last stream. That was great. That was a fun time. Oh, hey, that's me. Hey, Ernie. Brad, you're making me blush. See? It's like a virtual hug you guys just had. That's wonderful. What's good? I'm bored already. Oh, no. It was a half hour. Oh, back on the hate train. See? It only took Brad a little bit to be back on the hate train.
That's more like it.
So we're going to pivot a little bit. I do want to talk about a little bit of fantasy football.
Oh, yeah.
We touched on it a little earlier. We are in I think we're in together the Patreon Pick'em, the Discord Pick'em for Pokenomics, which is awesome. I'm doing terribly at it. Not very good. It's embarrassing. Every week, I think I have a good Pick'em, and every week the NFL just decides that they're going to be weird and the wrong team's going to win. So I'm not doing well in that at all this year.
Yeah, I mean, you have the games where there's an overwhelming favorite, right? And sometimes you might have a hunch that the underdog's going to win, but if you pick the underdog, and for whatever reason in this pick'em, everyone always picks the favorite when it's the overwhelming favorite. And so if you get that one game wrong, you're at such a huge disadvantage. So you almost have to pick the favorite in those crazy lopsided matchups. And then there's just so many games that are 50-50. I mean, a field goal, a missed field goal, a turnover at the end, that
being the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. I mean,
they've been fucking everyone. Really.
There's obviously a skill to it, but you also have to get lucky at times with certain matchups. So
yeah,
I think I'm 5 games back of the leader. who's consistently been really good. I every week get like one or two matchups that are different than a lot of people, and sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think I've won a week yet, but I'm usually in like the top 5.
Yeah,
Um, but I just need to have that one week where I pick really different and get them all right.
it pans out. Like that
Yeah,
one week where everyone had like 4 or 5 right because the whole league just went upside down.
yeah, yeah. That was a rough week for sure. I think it was a couple weeks ago.
You play any regular fantasy football redraft or?
Yeah, I'm in a league with some guys from work. Um, Praying I get Zach Moss tomorrow morning. Um, but yeah, I think I'm the high. Well, I was the highest scoring team in the league by a large margin, which was really nice. But I actually started 5-1, and now I'm somehow 7-5. So here we are.
Yeah,
And
that's
it turns
fantasy
out that
football for you.
yeah, it turns out that there's 6 teams out of the 12 that make it to the playoffs, and there's about 8 teams that are all 6 or better. So, or 6-6 or better. So it's going to be a stressful last 2 weeks. I think if I win one of the final 2 weeks, I'll be in, but you never know. So we have like it's set up where the 2 divisions are like 2 different buildings at work. And so the
Okay.
final 2 weeks, you always play someone from the other building, and we like pick matchups. So we go back and forth picking. So it gets a little messy at the end, but yeah, I'm really happy with my team this year. I can't complain.
Who are the studs on your team?
So Justin Fields was playing really well before he got hurt. But so we do an auction league. So we start with $200, and then you basically have access to anyone you want to bid on. So I'll just name a few of the cheap ones. I got shout out to Brad, Dolphins fan. I got Mostert, who for like $2, who's been I think the second highest scoring running back this year. So he's been
I
huge
have
for
him in
me.
a couple leagues, man. He's a
Yeah,
beast.
yeah. And then I think I got Nico Collins for $1, who's been a top
Yeah.
15 receiver. So, and then I have like Stephon Diggs, and I overpaid for Cooper Cup, but he hasn't been doing anything recently. But
No.
he's still a must. So I'm a Rams fan, but he's still a must play. So
I mean, look what he can do on the field. We
yeah,
just let him do it. It can happen.
I'm watching the games because like I said, I'm a Rams fan, and he hasn't lost a step. It's just the game plan isn't going for him. So,
Yeah.
and then I have Mark Andrews. So that was
Oh,
a pretty tough blow because when you're in an auction league, the few top tight ends go for a ton of money. So I
yeah.
spent a decent penny on Mark Andrews. So a little upset there, but yeah, it's been pretty good. How about you? How are you doing?
So I'm as of this week, I'm first place in 3 leagues. One's a 2-keeper league. One and the other 2 are just traditional redrafts. One has divisions. I drafted either the first or third spot in every league. The other league I'm in is an auction redraft, or not an auction redraft, an auction dynasty league with contracts that we started this year. I'm in third place in that. So a lot of Christian McCaffrey. I got Josh Allen in a couple spots. I mean, he's a great fantasy quarterback. He's number 1, like scoring fantasy quarterback right now. So, in my keeper league, I just traded so we can trade draft picks for the next year, but only for 1 year.
Yeah,
It's been my strategy. I traded, so someone offered me Justin Jefferson for a 3rd-round pick next year.
that
I
is
auto accepted.
yeah, that
I'm
person doesn't know what they're doing.
I'm in first place with a game lead and the most points scored, or like 3rd most points scored in the league. It's all very tight though, like you said. Like most of the leagues this year seem like they're very tight. So he's on a bye week, but I have my running back core is ridiculous. Like Christian McCaffrey, Jamar Gibbs, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara. Now I have Justin Jefferson. I have TJ Hawkinson as my tight end. I did have, Kirk Cousins as my quarterback. Unfortunately, he's out, but I had tucked away in my IR spot Kyler Murray. So it's all working out. Like, so most of the leagues, like I said, I'm in first. The one league I'm 10-2. So I'm really just
Yeah, you're
along.
good.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
you're
feeling
good.
pretty good. Like I have a clinched playoff spot there, so I'm feeling good about that. The Giants are winning football games that they shouldn't win right now because I want them to completely, absolutely shit the bed so they can get a quarterback because Daniel
Yeah, I don't
Jones obviously
see.
is not the
Yeah,
answer.
I don't think Daniel Jones is the best, but I don't think
No, I
he's
don't think he's bad either. But if
Yeah.
you're going to lose that many games, don't please, like for the love of God, don't trade up to number one to try and get because it's going to be the Panthers again. So either they're going to get a new quarterback.
No, it's the Bears have the Panthers pick, so it'll be the Bears.
That's right. So do they want Justin Fields?
I like Justin Fields. I just think obviously he has his problems, and that's whatever. But he shows signs that he could be very good, and if he's got the legs to support it too for at least the next few years. So, depending, so they might have 2 top 5 picks. Well, they keep winning now, but if they have 2 top 5 picks, it, in my opinion, might make sense for them to trade the number 1 pick and get 3 first-round picks in return, right? Like get another top 10 pick, and then get next year's first-round pick from the team that's probably going to be terrible.
The Giants.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm afraid. I'm really afraid that it's going to be, because it's not going to be the Jets, because they're done with Zach Wilson now. They benched him. I think it's over. That experiment's done. They got Aaron Rodgers on another year, that contract. They're going to keep him around. So, excuse me, this cough is awful. I can see the Giants doing something silly like that and just mortgaging the future away. I really hope it doesn't.
You say it's silly, right? But so like I said, being a Rams fan, the Rams traded up for Jared Goff. It is worth it if he's the guy that you want and it pans out. It's worth it. It's not. It looks really bad when it doesn't pan out.
I mean, the Giants took Daniel Jones with the 6th fucking pick.
Yeah, but it's perspective,
like pick
right?
6.
Like Caleb Williams or Drake like they're not Daniel Jones.
They just need to hold out for Arch Manning. 4 years, tank in 4 years, get another Manning back there. Everything will be good. I'll be so happy.
He'll probably leave after his junior year, so 2 more years, hopefully.
2 more years. Well, but I think he's going to be this year, right?
I think he's going to be the backup next year, though. I think their starting quarterback said he was going to come back, and the whole college football structure is changing this year with the conferences and all that kind of stuff. So who knows what's going to happen there? But
yeah,
Caleb Williams is it. I mean, if you think he's the guy for your franchise, you do what it takes to get him.
Ugh.
And then you worry about the rest later.
No, well, we need to fix our offensive line, but I'll move on from the horrible Giants. It just hurts to talk about it because they can't do it right. Like, I don't know why they can't do it right. Dan needs to hit up.
Man, it's tough to get it right. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, and it's tough, and that's when. I mean, I'm a Joe Schmo sitting in my freaking chair at my house. Like, I don't know. Like, it's easy to be a Monday quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to be that.
Yeah, you see how many misses there are. It just makes you realize how hard it actually is to get.
Yeah, this is true. All right, we're gonna go back to chat. Let's see what we got here. What's the next Collecticon? Dan needs to hit up Gary and get the updated details. Dan is saying Dallas at the end of February, I think. So I won't be going to that one.
Yeah, I'll be skipping that one as well.
Charlotte, if Charlotte happens again around the same time, I would kind of wish Charlotte would happen more in the summertime. My wife's a teacher, so she gets off during the summertime. And I really want to, like, Charlotte was such a nice city, like, especially where I stayed at the Airbnb. Like, I'd really like to take her there and just it's just nice there. Like, I don't know, the whole city was nice. It wasn't fast paced. It was very cool, calm, collected. I liked it. Dan saying be patient. Ethernet. No, Dan doesn't have Ethernet, I don't think. Dan tethers from his phone, 3G or Edge. It is DSL. I was right. That's hysterical. I am live now. So Dan's finally live. So that's at 8:28. So wow, we're a half hour behind chat. Never thought I'd say that. So half hour. This is great. Look at us go.
Yeah.
Skater Nesto, what do I buy for profit, PoNGa? Let's get to it.
He doesn't need help making money.
No,
he doesn't need it. I said some things that I'm buying, and he does a lot of the grading stuff, so he probably knows better than I do with that kind of stuff.
He seemed like he had a
Grade
pretty good finger
grade
on the
tens, grade tens, and you'll make
grade
money.
10s. Well, and listen, what he said during the last live is you can send any 10 to PSA, anything to PSA. If it doesn't look like 10, send it anyway because it might 10. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people say they have low 10 rates, and I'm gonna knock on wood, but I mean, I haven't sent that many cards, but I'm mostly Japanese, and I pre-grade obviously, but I go with my gut. Hey, if it looks good, I send it, and I have a 90 plus 10%, probably 90 plus percent. And the last submission I had was the first time I got grades that I was kind of confused about, but still was a huge, like everything was a 10 besides a few cards, and I got like a 4, which
you got it laying around there? Where is it?
Yeah,
and what is it? Yeah, right on. I love it. You got to show this off.
It's a definitely, as PK says, it's definitely a coaster.
I have a couple coasters.
So it's the full art from Fusion Arts.
Okay.
And I'm telling, I mean, there's not, I mean, I looked at it
you
1,000
can't see
times.
anything on it.
And then for whatever reason, I graded a few copies of the Raichu.
Oh, the Sleepy Raichu, yeah.
And all of them came back 5s, and I have no idea why.
Really?
And it was just those 2 cards. Everything else was a 10.
I had a really good 10 rate on those. I brought a couple of them to Charlotte with me. And I'm with you. I also knock on wood for a 10 rate. My 10 rate's about 90% and above. Like it's just, I take more time though, and I'm pretty conservative with the cards. Like I don't just YOLO shit out. I know people do, like, and good on them. Like if you feel like you can do that, and I'm dealing with a smaller pool of cash money.
I mean that's
you know
that's
what I mean?
all it is. It's scale. I mean, if you have the cash flow to just send stuff, it makes sense. I mean, it's all a percentage game at that point, but.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're sending like 100 cards every few months or whatever, 100 cards a half year or something, I mean, you got to be a little more picky.
Yeah. Any goals for 2024 for yourself?
So I'm not a real big goal guy, but I've been just trying to get my eBay more populated. So I do a lot of selling on like, during the pandemic, I did a lot of selling on like StockX. Most of my sealed I do on TCG Player because you don't need pictures. No one ever complains about sealed on TCG Player, and it's a lot of times a much higher price on TCG Player. But I've been trying to get to my eBay to 1,000 sales next year, so we'll see.
Right on, man. Where are you at right now?
I think I'm in like the mid 300s.
Nice.
But that's, like I said, that's a lot of hundreds of sales on other platforms too. But yeah, I'm trying to mainly just focus on eBay for the most part.
Yeah, I'm really trying to go hard in the eBay. Yeah, I got 255 sold. So I really want to I want to start pumping out like 25 to 50 cards a month going to PSA, CGC.
Yeah,
like I really need this.
I really got that, and I kind of fell off really quickly.
Yeah, I gotta because and it's a lot going into it. You gotta source cards, you gotta pre-grade cards, you gotta insert the cards into the system, ship them, like wait for them. Like there's a lot. But I really need to that's something I want to focus on. I know Skater Nesto said last week or 2 weeks ago, the single game. And I kind of took that to heart a little bit. I've been listing a lot more singles. I've been making a lot of sales, just selling singles. Hell, after shipping on some of them, I'm making like 70 cents, but 70 cents you don't have. So that's the way I'm looking at it right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially for the grading misses.
Yeah. And like those, like you're going to take a hit on some of them. Like I ordered a bunch of Venusaur Classic Collection near mint. I figured, all right, and on eBay, it's usually pretty good. These were like actually near mint though. Like there was a ton of whitening on them. Like there was no dents or dings or anything, but those kind of things. TKK Collector. I'm afraid to submit to PSA. Cards came back dinged. They were not like that when sent. So I don't know. That's been a thing that's been going on with the PSA, the top right corner. I'm pretty sure it is. I know Java Akuma has had a lot of issues with that. 7 months. I think he's been waiting on a response from PSA about some of the cards. I think it was 7 months. I don't know what that is. I guess it's happening afterwards. It's not affecting the grading process, but it's happening during like encapsulation or something like that. I don't think that's not one of the reasons. Like, I'm personally not really sending a lot to PSA right now. I don't know. PK touched on it a little bit. It's been popping up in the Discord about the harsh grading. Some people are getting beat up a little bit with some of the grades that they've been getting. I'm also just, doing the pristine 10 hunt. So like, that's kind of been my thing. Like, I think I'm going to really trying to focus on that because I do see the value in that. I think, especially where I'm at, like, I'm not really doing like super high end cards yet. So I can still make like even, let me grab something real quick. So like the Chinese Scarlet and Violet SVP 001s, like pristine 10, I think they're selling for like 32 right now. But it's $10 profit at $9.60 grading when you paid only $3.60 for the card raw. Like, you're making a lot of money. And out of the 5 I sent, 4 came back pristine. So I mean, and I have 100 of them sitting in my closet. And these are the ones that I didn't want to send to PSA because I didn't think that they would be perfect. And they came back perfect. So like, having something like that and being able to do that, make $10 a card on that. And even if that's a lot of work, like, I mean, it's $1,000. 100 cards. I mean, you're making money. It's worth it. Like, it's smaller scale, but it's definitely worth doing. Like 4 out of 5, like, that's ridiculous. You're hitting 8 out of 10, like 8 out of 10 pristines, and then the other ones you're making $1. I think was when I did all the math and everything. It's like $1 something. So you're still breaking even on just the gem mints. Like, you're not losing anything.
Yeah, and I will say I'm a little less hesitant to just throw stuff at this point. I mean, Houston taught me a lot. I met one guy that I mentioned, someone bought out my junk slabs Saturday night. I mean, he was buying like PSA 9, like 151 151 ARs that I will never be able to sell, and he was valuing it at $20 and then 75%, so $15. So it's basically no risk. It's $1 card and a $15 piece of plastic, and so there's buyers for it, even if you miss. So
they're there.
Next year I'm probably going to try to renew my CGC membership and just get a little more diversity going. It'll allow me to, have multiple different slabs that I could list on my eBay, as well as, going to events. I'm for sure locked into Card Party. I'll do a Chicago Collecticon for sure, and probably at least one more. So I'm going to need that inventory anyways. And I really like the pristine labels on the new label. So
the pristine label's nice. Like, I talked about it with Walrus when we did our live. It feels good pulling a pristine. It feels nice. Like that pristine Van Gogh, that was such a big win. I felt so good about that. Didn't expect a pristine on it, but like, just felt good and made a pretty penny off of it, and definitely fueled a whole bunch more. Like, went on a little spending spree after that. Like, let's do it. Like, now we can start like getting into it a little bit more. You hate seeing the big grading fees, but big grading fees mean, big value in the long run. So,
hey, if I've learned anything in my time watching YouTube, being involved in Discords, and the most true thing that I think I've ever heard someone say is what Dan always says: people are way too afraid of fees. Now, whether that's selling on eBay, paying grading fees, putting extra money down, people are just way too afraid of it, and it is a game changer.
Changer.
People could hustle on Facebook and through PayPal and all that, but if the extra 10% fee is going to eat at your margins, then there's other plays out there that are very obvious that you could be doing and still sell on eBay and build your brand, build your store up, make sure people come back. I mean, I get repeat buyers all the time, and I'm not a big seller on eBay.
I've been starting to get repeat buyers, and it's nice seeing it, like, because they trust what you're sending them. They know you're not, the fees, like eBay, and it's been said, like, just the tax stuff alone on eBay is take the 12 point whatever percent for top rated like seller, like that. It's fine. Like,
Yeah,
it works out. Like, it's like, I want you to do, because it just the facilitation. Like, I said to someone, I can't sell these cards where I am in New Jersey. It's a tiny little town in the middle of cow country. Like, there's just not happening. But eBay have the world. Like, the world is there, and they're looking.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time too. Like, I remember with V-Star Universe, I went big into grading that when it first came out, and 75% of my cards went overseas. So like, it just stuff was flying, and obviously times have changed since then. But it's like, if I didn't list on eBay, I wouldn't have sold them that fast, probably.
Yeah.
Or the Van Goghs. I mean, that's more recent. All of those went overseas. All of my, not the graded ones, but the raw ones I sold. All of those went to forwarding services.
I had one raw go overseas, and I had two graded go overseas. The one didn't. The pristine stayed. I thought it was an overseas purchase, but it wasn't. How many Van Goghs did you get?
I think
400.
No, so I think the first drop I got, I don't know, like 10 or 12. And
you
then
did extremely well.
Yeah. I wish I kept them longer, but it is what it is. You're making profit.
Well, yeah.
You're making profit, so I'm not going to complain. And then the second drop I got, for whatever reason, normally on Pokemon Center, I'm able to order on multiple accounts with addresses, different cards, but it was blocking me from placing more than 5 orders, so I got the maximum 5 there. So I think I got like 15 or 17 total, and then I ended up, when I had them, I was lucky enough to get like the plush and for most of my orders, and then the playmat, the Eevee and Pikachu playmat. So it was some of the better items. So I was bundling them on eBay for like $149.99, which kind of looks bad now, but it was like a 5 to 6x, after I bought them.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. Like, listen, I sold mine for 120. It paid for the other ones that I bought, like, through, but now they go for 175, whatever. That's fine. Like, I also sold they're the Gem Mint ones I sold, the CGC Gem Mint ones. I think they're around 350 a piece. I didn't want to sit on them. I'm watching. It's not a high, like, there's not a high, like, attrition rate up there. Like, they're not selling like hotcakes, the CGC 10. So, like, I took a little bit of a hit on them, but I was fine taking a hit because you just keep turning and burning. Like, can't look back either. It's said all the time. Dan says it all the time. Don't look back.
Yeah.
And hindsight's 2020.
Totally fine.
Yeah, totally fine. Like, when I sold it for 120, I was like, okay, that paid for literally all the other cards that I have that I'm now going to send out, and it made all those plays free. So it was just free money.
Yeah, I was able to basically turn all that money into inventory for Houston. I was buying all those sealed boxes I mentioned before that I was buying on TikTok, and all that stuff was all funded from the Van Gogh Pikachu. So I was 5xing my money and then making more money on that. And then I think I only sent one at Value plus the PSA, which was my last copy from the first wave. I wasn't going to send any. I had one left, and I looked at it, and it's pretty easy to move the back card. Most of mine looked pretty good. Obviously, they had that corner issue, a lot of them, which I thought was still going to be fine. The one I sent had a clear indent on the back in the middle, and then had a really, really bad folded over corner. And I just sent it to see what would happen at Value Plus, and they gave me a 10. So,
Skater Nesto, you hear that? Just if it doesn't look like a 10, send it, because they're going to 10 it anyway.
I got a little unlucky there. So the day I got my grade, prices were sub 500. So I ended up listing it for like $539.99, and it sold immediately. And by the end of the night, early morning, it was back to like $750. But
oh, wow.
I mean, I spent $50 grading after shipping and stuff, and then what is it?
And that was the first wave, correct?
Yeah.
So because it's come down quite a bit. It's not 700 now, definitely.
And then I think I brought some to Houston. I brought 2 to Houston as well that I sold for like 130, I think. So that was pretty good.
Right on. Let's see. Oh, PSA keeping the prices up. question for y'all both. You still putting money in, or does your selling support your buying? Selling supports my buying. This year I put a little in. First year. But right now I'm feeling pretty comfortable with where I'm at. Definitely making more gains. Not as much going in as it was like at the beginning of the year, like a little bit here, a little bit there. I do some odd jobs and take the money from the odd jobs and throw it in. Mow my buddy's parents' lawn, just like stuff like that, like $100 here, $100 there. Like I paid for Collecticon with, money from the hobby, like, hotel room and stuff like that. So, again, I'm still much, much smaller than a lot of people in the hobby and like in this group. But I'm trying to do it to where it's very self-sustaining and I can continue to be self-sustaining, because I don't want it to be like a suck on personal finances and stuff like that. Like this, it is a hobby that's turning into a smaller business. So I feel good about that. Definitely not trying to break the bank. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I definitely have probably more in the past few years, more money in than coming out. So I basically use one card for all Pokemon purchases, so it's easy to track purchases, but I still use one single bank account for money coming in. And the reason I do that is because I like to know where I am in my personal life. So having that one account that I'm referring to kind of allows me to easily track that and make sure I'm at a certain level that I feel comfortable with. When money gets spread out, it's harder to track, in my opinion, and make sure you're on top of it. But yeah, I mean, that account's been at around the same amount for the past few years. So I don't know that I'm necessarily putting more in, but I definitely spend a lot. So cases of sealed stuff add up very quickly.
Oh yeah.
So I will say, I mean, some of the money comes out to pay bills, but a lot of the money goes right back in. Like all my sales from Houston, I immediately came back and basically bought everything that I've been waiting to buy. So yeah, it's a cycle. Slowly
It's
building that up, but
it's definitely a cycle. I have a separate bank account for Pokemon purchases. I have a separate credit card. What is it again? It's a City double cash back. Thank you, Dan, for throwing that up there. It's been a smart move. I just take the cash back I get and roll it back into payments. 2%, 1% when you buy and then 1% when you pay the bill. Like, it's pretty awesome. So that's definitely great advice. And
a little secret, if you have the ability to get an Apple card, Apple pays 2% cash back on everything. And one of my secrets to checking out quick on certain websites is just Apple Pay.
Apple Pay.
You check out just by double clicking the side button, and it auto fills out everything. So
it does. It sure does. And you can use Apple Pay too. You can put other cards into Apple Pay and use those. So you don't need to have an Apple credit card for that actual function to work for you.
I really like the Apple card for whatever reason. I've never had an issue with chargebacks. They handle it super quickly. I just had a pretty decently sized fraud purchase on that card, and they immediately took care of it.
Really?
So, yeah, someone bought airline tickets, which seems really dumb because you kind of have to have your personal information. So
yeah,
that
is pretty dumb.
They've been pretty good with that, and then obviously I have an iPhone and stuff, so I get 3% cash back for those purchases. So that's really nice. But yeah, it's been really, I like that card a lot, and I think it's not something that a lot of people talk about.
Yeah, no, Apple's good. I have one. I haven't done much Pokemon with it though. It's more or less just kind of sitting there. But it was nice getting the City card. That's been kind of a game changer for me.
Yeah, I need to. That's maybe I'll make that a goal for next year as well, to optimize my cards I use. A lot of times I'll use my Apple card information. If I don't use Apple Pay, automatically fills in on my phone. and if you don't use Apple Pay, you get 1% cash back. So I will sometimes buy like 2 cases of booster boxes and realize I didn't use Apple Pay and lose $20 or something, right? So
yeah,
I need to be better at optimizing and finding the optimal card for me.
Yeah, I need to do better at that as well. Like I definitely want to integrate that a little bit more into it as well, just because it's a free credit line. Just you can continue to burn through, and I know it's talked about all the time, but it's definitely a useful tool.
One last thing I will say, I feel like I'm plugging the Apple Card a lot, but they constantly increase.
Brought to you by Apple.
Yeah, they constantly increase my limit without asking all the time. Like
perfect.
Like crazy levels when you don't even need it.
They want you to buy more booster boxes. But...
Yeah, well, they're probably like, this idiot keeps spending Pokemon money. Let's keep giving them access to it.
Let's do it. Trade me a Bulba for the Squirtle Pongs.
Like I said, I think I commented after I buy one of each, and I don't have any extras. I just need the Bulbasaur. So if anyone out there is willing to sell it for close to break even, I'm willing to purchase it just to have it.
Yeah, I only buy one. -1 for Ponga. Mason Berry, nice
he
to see you.
He hates Funkos.
Does he hate the Funkos? Yeah. Nice seeing you in here, Mason. How are you doing, my man?
Mason, talk about a nice guy, right? I mean, I met him in Charlotte, and
I met him in Charlotte too.
He gave my wife an extra vendor pass, so she didn't have to buy a ticket, which was super nice of him. And he's an awesome guy.
He had some van trouble. We were there. We helped him out, unload his van, bring it over. You should have seen if you weren't there. Like, you were there, obviously, but for whoever wasn't there, Cardinal Gaming had a hell of a setup. It was like a mini shop right in the middle there. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, Mason's cool dude. Definitely want to get out to his shop one day. I'm not real close to where he is, but it would definitely be cool to pop in and see everyone. That satire commercial they did needs to just be their real commercial. That was some of the funniest shit I've seen. I showed my wife and she was laughing. Like his business partner too, really great guy.
Yeah.
It was super nice meeting him as well. It was just nice meeting everyone. I have a PSA graded Charizard Funko Pop.
Oh God.
They grade those?
Yeah, I think they do. Which that's good luck.
It better be a 10, Brad G, if you're going to be flexing that kind of stuff in this chat. I'm sure Scott will hear that shout out. Scott's actually here right now. He flew in, surprised everyone for Thanksgiving. Just showed up at his parents' house at 11 o'clock at night and walked in, and no one knew he was coming, which is hysterical. And then he showed up at our place on Thanksgiving. It was really good seeing him. He's here. He'll be here for, I think, another week. He lives in San Diego, so it's difficult seeing him. Just Pika and Mander Pops for me. Yep, still on the Funko Pop. Salt of the earth guy, more like salty dirt guy. Mason coming in, throwing some shade. I should remove that comment for slander. That's right. Walrus is a wrench. Everyone be careful. Walrus is a wrench.
Walrus is a wrench everywhere, but he doesn't do anything.
He's the one who needs to be wrenched, but he's got the power of it. So
yeah.
TKK collector, single sold crazy for Black Friday. My sealed, not so much. eBay, TikTok. Well, obviously not TikTok. Were you selling on TikTok or any other platform other than eBay? TKK. Mr. Walrus, Mason, a real one for taking shots, though. We got retrospects in here. I was buying boxes of V-Star for $29.99, shipped pre-Logan Paul. Yeah, Logan Paul. Listen, if it wasn't for Logan Paul and my mom calling me, I don't know if I'd be sitting here right now. It's the craziest.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember you telling that story.
She's like, so I went and found them. They were just pulled them out. What a crazy thing. Like, what a small little thing. And then just getting back into it was just, like you said, one of the better things I've done in my adult years. Mason real as fuck. Watched a guy solder an Xbox today.
Yeah,
an Xbox today. Yeah. Can't speak. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I remember the Xbox. We used to fuck around with the original Xboxes, change the front colors.
Yeah.
I opened it up. Mine was all red. Not the 3 red rings, but I turned everything from green to red.
Nice.
Retro was an investor before it was cool.
I think retro is the opposite of an investor, but
let's see. Wheedle's Whalehouse Prince, good guy too. Deserves.
yeah, he's a machine, man. He's
Dude, yeah, he's another huge eBay live, huge on the eBay live.
He's just super smart. He always he was the guy with the classic collection cards in the case, but he just always seems to be a step ahead, which is very good.
Yeah, hey,
very good for him.
Need to be a step ahead. He had a lot of inventory at Charlotte, a ton of it. Let's see, Brad G. PoNGa, did you see the dude that bought out the Van Goghs in Houston, selling them all on Facebook? Someone gave him a PSA 6.
No, I don't
so
really.
I heard the Van Goghs out.
Yeah, there was, I think, a few people there that were trying to buy as many as they could, but I don't think the guy that bought mine. I think I sold 1 to 2 separate people, so I don't think I saw the guy that was buying them all out. But yeah, I mean that's I don't know what his play. Well, he was. A lot of people were paying like 120 or 130, which was basically market when we were there. So I don't know if he was selling
and
them
no
right.
fees. That's crazy too. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
And no one was asking for like the 10% discount on them. They just wanted that freaking card, man.
Well,
Pokemon freaking hitting home runs.
Yeah, Ray was right next to me, and he sold all of his at a discounted rate, like first thing on Saturday. And I was like, I think they're going to sell. And we kind of like all made sure everyone priced them at 130 around our section. So we were all the same price. And I think we all sold them. So and most of us at full price. So yeah, that kind of liquid item, I don't think it makes sense to bulk out.
No, definitely. You don't want to bulk that out.
No one gets a discount on that. Someone else is going to buy it.
You put 29 of them. Oh, your age.
Yeah.
Straight up guess. LOL. He got to hide that patchy ass lawn. That's why there ain't no lawn streams.
He's been working hard to get that taken care of before he streams it.
Right. There was a Starbucks right upstairs. Next time, ask for stuff, PoNGa. My wife could have ran for more stuff or for stuff more. So there you go. PoNGa was low key dying on Saturday and didn't want to say anything then.
No, I think I answered in chat. I mean, I was so busy. I just, you just don't think about it when you're selling stuff. So
Giovanni's Pikachu, Patchy Lawn, Patchy Connection. PoNGa with the support of Wife Flex. Listen,
Absolutely.
All the wives out there, they are the true VIPs. They let us sit on a Wednesday night at 6:30, hanging out, talking with buds. It's great. Dan netting 2% credit card cash back and using these beers lunches as a write-off. Retro. Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Hardwired DSL 1 gigabit Wi-Fi. Oh shit. Catch 'em all collectibles was making too much money to ask. PoNGa coming in killing them. I love it, PoNGa. The green shiz still hanging around, man. Thanks for being here. I'm in a survival league and I have not had a strike yet. That's awesome, dude. Picking the winners. Have you picked the Bills yet? That's the biggest question. Because they're going to get you. I know a lot of people who have lost on the Bills. Man, that pick'em league full of cheaters. Ain't no way we got 7 people in the 99.9 percentile. Listen, I don't know. I shit the bed week 1 really bad. I think Mert shit it so bad that he stopped playing, which was the funniest thing. I remember he was just like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm in last place. I'm not playing this anymore. So what are the chances the Wolverines winning the Natty, and why is it not 100%?
the most boring team to watch.
That's horrible, right?
Huh? Yeah.
That's Michigan, right? Yeah.
They are.
He's back from his suspension.
They're good, but they're just super boring to watch. So I hope they don't win.
Like the Patriots, all those years, super
Hey,
boring to watch.
The Patriots broke my heart. I mean, they beat the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not me. Giants broke their hearts twice. That was good growing up having those wins. that was always good. Couldn't beat the NFC.
The one team that had their number.
The NFC East teams you couldn't take out. Catch Ball Clay, I was killing it when I had the worst week of anyone all season. Yeah, that happens, dude.
Dan likes to be different. I could predict who he's going to pick in a lot of matchups because he always picks the opposite of what everyone else picks.
Well, it's been working out for him. Well, it was working out for him.
Yeah, until he has one of those weeks that just implodes on him.
Listen, man, you can't be talking about cabal meetings in here. That's not good. That's going to hurt people's feelings. People will be upset. With that.
No, that's I don't like that talk. Get that out of here. No cabal meetings. Get that out of here.
PoNGa doesn't like it. PoNGa's positive, unless it's talking about artists. Then he's not positive.
Hey,
people don't like him about that either.
I'll just address it really quickly because Nick, if you listen to the clip that people were posting, Nick right after says, "I 100% agree with you."
Yes.
And at that point, we were fired. We were answering questions quickly, and so I didn't go into all this nuance. And then Dan also agreed with me at the end of his conversation as well. And I just
people but you said it first.
Yeah, but people just take what you say and just twist it and into a way that makes it offensive to them.
Yeah.
And it's no one means it that way. The artists are phenomenal at their job.
But I don't know how you could take that as a personal attack.
I don't want to get into it.
You want to get into it? It's it's not personal.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, it's just
yeah.
The way I phrased it wasn't probably the best, but it's I the way I look at it is I respect the artists. They're awesome at their job. I've just never looked at a Pokemon card and said, "Oh, let me check who the artist is." I look at the Pokemon. That's what I like. The way I look at it is, I was talking to my wife about this. I was like, when you watch a movie, most people don't go, "Well, who is the director or who was the executive producer?" You say, "Okay, the movie was awesome." You might know a few actors or actresses, right? And so that's the way I look at it. It's I know the Pokemon, I know the set, but I don't know the artist.
Yeah. And that makes sense.
Yeah. It's just not how I enjoy the hobby.
Look at and go, "That's nice," and have no idea who the artist is.
Yeah.
Right? You know how many people didn't know who Van Gogh was before these freaking Pikachu promos came out? A
lot. I'll say people that do enjoy artists, that's awesome for them. I think it's really cool that they collect binders full of the same artist or, pages and all that kind of stuff. So just not for me.
Yeah. And that's all right, man. Talking about cheating. Cooper Cup that asked me. Tommy D is the future of New York Giants, if you ask me. Is he the future? They didn't let him throw the fucking ball that one game. They ran it 24 times in a row. 24 times.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And then they threw it 4 times in a row, and he almost got picked off at the 5-yard line. So, what are we doing here? I can't even. I was so pissed off at that game. I wanted to throw my remote at the television. Oh, man, we just got so many people talking here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Dan saying, if you think it's worth it, but so many teams go decade plus just dying. The Jets. Yeah. I mean, some teams can't pick quarterbacks. The Broncos. I can't do it either. Have a really hard time.
I don't know. Russell Wilson's played well.
He's been a good game manager. Guess that's all they need.
They're winning games.
He's not cooking. That boy lost his touch. There's no more Russell cooking. It's over.
Yeah.
There's no Salt Baying for him. None of it's happening. It's just not happening.
Hey, I'm just happy that he's not on the Seahawks anymore. He hurt me many times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a good rivalry. Let's see. Just take the next Tom Brady in the 6th round if it were that easy, right?
Yeah.
Well, camera's fucked up. Well, wasn't Brock Purdy Mr. Irrelevant?
I don't want to go with Brock Purdy. He's good, but it's
Look
Shanahan
at
can
him
make
though. He's playing.
Shanahan can make me look good at quarterback.
Yeah, he could. But how many quarterbacks has he gone through?
Yeah, and
A
they've all
lot.
won games.
They
They've
won
all
games,
won.
but never a Super Bowl.
Okay, well, Brock Purdy hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, so we'll
This is
see.
true. This is true.
I mean, he obviously got hurt last year, but we'll see. I mean, obviously, I don't like the 49ers being a Rams fan, but
Yeah.
it. I hope it works out. I mean, they're a fun team to watch. They have so much talent, so we'll see.
Yeah. Two are gonna beat Hurts in the Super Bowl. I got crystal ball. Nothing would make me happier other than the Eagles not making the Super Bowl. I hate the Eagles.
Yeah.
I hate the Cowboys, but being from New Jersey, I hate the Eagles so much more. Their fans eat horse shit off the ground when they win Super Bowls. It's disgusting. Foul creatures.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Philly fan of their fans. It's terrible. Terrible. All right, let's see. If you're a banker like Dan, you could just throw cards at PSA without even looking at them. And look what he's built. Just a humble fisherman.
Yeah,
That's it. And all I can think of is the guy shaking his body and fishing. That meme he sends all the time now. It's hysterical.
Yeah, he does it all the time.
Everyone needs more unsecured credit.
Yes,
To the
sir.
moon, baby.
Yes, sir.
Walrus, I wield power responsibly. Oh no, your Funko Pops at PSA 9. Brad, you only grade 10s, dude. We don't grade 9s here. Oh, we got Chavalis. How's it going, Chavalis? We are live, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I think we're coming down to the end of chat. E-Unit, what do you think the best Collecticon to bring the wife? Denver, Orlando, or Long Beach? I have been to not one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, Orlando's family friendly. Lots of parks and other things to go to. I heard mixed reviews about Denver. A lot of people said that it was a little shady in some spots, but that could be any city. And I've only been to San Diego and California. I've never been to Long Beach, so I wouldn't really be able to tell you.
Yeah, I'd say Orlando's nice if you like stay an extra couple days or something to maybe go to a park or do whatever you want to do around Orlando.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but it's worth it because you're already there. So
yeah, my best friend's going to Harry Potter World this week. It's actually down there right now. I would love to do that. We want to cancel PoNGa. I don't think Dan means that, but
no, he loves me.
Brad G saying Orlando E-Unit.
I wish the Orlando would work out. From the rumors that there might be a couple weeks between Orlando Collecticon and Card Party. I wish they were a week apart. I would have done both and then stayed the week.
I'd like to
already I'm locked. Yeah, I'm locked into Card Party, so that should be
I'd like to go. It's Father's Day weekend though. That's such a rough sell. Like, you can't be down in Orlando. Plus, it's hot as balls down there in June.
Yeah.
I lived down there for 6 months and through the summer months, and it is hot. It's just hot out. Brad G, Brock Purdy slander. Dude had a 3-game skid.
No,
but he's
wait. First of all, he was concussed, and no one knew. But see, this is what I mean, right? Like I said Brock or Shanahan can make any quarterback look good, but then I also said he is good. So this is Brad just hearing what he wants to hear to make me look bad.
Oh,
thanks, Brad.
See, you're proving PoNGa's point from earlier. Not good, Brad.
Hey, two is the GOAT, Brad. That's all that matters.
Chef, I've never seen my team in the Super Bowl my entire life. Well, I think the Dolphins have a pretty good shot of getting there this year, my man. So
hey, I like the Dolphins because they have Jalen Ramsey, who I think somehow turned into a super underrated player somehow. And so with him back, I think they have a really good shot because he is just the most dynamic
game changer. Yeah.
So people look at him as a cornerback, but the role he played on the Rams was everything. He played linebacker, he played safety, he played corner. He's great against the run, and he's just
blitz from the corner. Like
he
is good. Yeah,
he is an absolute game changer, and they're going to use him. And Dolphins fans are going to absolutely love him.
Yeah, and their offense is impressive too. Like just all around, it's great. I don't have the only person I have in fantasy from them is Mostert, and I've been happy about it. None of the wide receivers just didn't fall to me in the spots, but
Man, what a year Tyreek Hill's having.
Huh? Oh, dude.
What a year Tyreek Hill's
What
having,
a year. Huh? Like, I feel like any quarter, I could throw to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, he's always open.
He's just open. Just like, get open. Let's go Finns. E-Unit, not Denver, as a Colorado native. What's up, Grimer? How you doing, my man? Fisherman can't spell cancel right. When you coming out of the closet as a Jets fan, Brad? Fins up, sorry, Dan. And then our last comment of the night. My family been hating the Jets for 3 generations. We got custom Namath toilet paper. You guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the Dolphins look good, but Brad talks a lot for a team that hasn't won anything yet. So
this is true.
It's very hard to win in the NFL. It's very hard to win in the AFC this year. So those
a lot of good teams.
Those playoffs are going to be brutal, and I also think that if Miami has to go on the road, it might be brutal at certain spots as well. So
cold weather.
You better hope you don't have to go to Kansas City or something, because that is
hostile environment,
tough, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Name with worst QB in the Hall of Fame. I'm not denying that.
I don't know. Look at some of those old names that are in that Hall of Fame, man.
Studebaker Jones and all those.
Yeah,
Well, PoNGa, I really appreciate you coming on. This was a great chat. I had a ton of fun tonight. Thank you for your time. Any last comments, thoughts, anything for everyone?
I really appreciate you having me on. I think it's awesome that you started doing this. I hope you do it a little more frequent, because it is a good watch. I like that you're highlighting people that don't have channels like myself. So it's really cool to be on here, and it's always really refreshing having new faces. We get stuck with watching the same people over and over, and there's only so much you could talk about. So getting a new perspective, getting a new voice out there is really, really awesome. So I'm really glad that you took this, and hope you keep doing it, because
I appreciate the PoNGa. I'm going to keep it going. Like, I have stuff planned out all the way through January right now. So I'm feeling very.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I got stuff. There's 1 week I'm going to miss, because I will be in Canada for a vacation for Christmas with my wife. But after that, just getting back in it. So I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of names on the list that I want to get through. It is nice talking to the people without channels and getting their perspective. Like to think Walrus was a big push for that. He said that after our chat the first night. We talked for about 20 minutes after the live, and that was something that that I agreed with him, and it's been working out, and I'm very happy with. So I really appreciate you saying those words, PoNGa. Thank you.
Of course, man. It's I hope we get to chat more. We haven't talked that much since Charlotte, but I always talk about you. You're always the one person that I remember from Charlotte the most, because we were the Friday night dinner that we were at, that one bar, we were sitting pretty close, so we got to talk a little bit. But,
it was fun, man.
Yeah, I really love what you're doing here, and hope you meet all your goals next year, and really looking forward to continuing to watch.
PoNGa, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Everyone have a good night. Episode 5, 2 weeks from same bad time, same bad channel. We'll post it out on all the interwebs. Wait
a second. Everyone subscribe, comment for that algorithm, share the next podcast, share this one. What is he at? You're at 88 subs. Let's get to at least 100 by the next one. And
I would love it.
Yeah, let's do it. We need Dan to post it 50 more times. We need to spam the link everywhere. We need people in here, because it's a good time.
To get to 100 subs, I'll do a little giveaway too. So you heard it here first. Perfect.
You have to pay people. Come on.
Hey, listen, you got to grease the wheels.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks again, PoNGa. Thanks again, everyone, for coming. I appreciate you all, and we'll talk to you next time.